Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Samak. Before I do anything, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do real well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And with that, this is Brother Samak coming at you with another lesson, Lord well. This is edifying. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this, but you know, here I am. I'm driving, doing this long drive. Like, well, it started at 5 o'clock in the morning, but now it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, man, like it's just I'm just thinking about in these days where you know you're down and out, or the days where you're on that survival mode, man. You know, Jacob's trouble. You know, speaking more on Jacob's trouble, man, because the Lord's gonna put His elect in that spirit of survival, man. You know, and being that we know the scriptures, and being that we have, like the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, where it talks about having the mind of Yahweh Shai, man, the mind of the Lord, man. We have the mind of the Lord, you know. So these things that we do and how we move is more than likely how the Lord is gonna move, because we know the scriptures, you know. We're not gonna what's the word for it? Go off of just nothing, you know. We're gonna follow. We're gonna I'll say this, being that we have this in our minds, right? This knowledge and understanding, this wisdom in our minds. Yeah, we're gonna go according to the script, man, and as the scriptures say too, walking by faith and not by sight, man. You know, staying in the spirit, having that spirit, man. You know, the Lord's gonna put us in that spirit, you know. So Salakia, exit that out. But yeah, man, the fact that the Lord's gonna put you in that spirit to where it's like that adrenaline, all that, to where you're not even gonna think about anything else, man. You're not gonna think about dying. You're not gonna think about what the 2/3 of our people are gonna be thinking. Nah, man. The scriptures talk, and then we talked about this actually at in camp. You know, when we're persecuted, when we're going through these things and everything, the handcuffed and all this, that's the time to rejoice, because in a way you really have to think, man, this is the Lord's movie, and the Lord said these things was going to happen to us, and that should automatically make you think like that. Well, let me get it. This is 1 Peter. What's that chapter? Is it 4? Yeah, 4 and verse 12. Verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. You know? Nah, man, don't think it's strange, man, because it's not. This is supposed to happen. These things are supposed to happen to us, man. The Lord told us from the beginning that these things are supposed to happen to us. So we should be fully aware of what's going to happen before it happens, you know? So we're going to know, and it's not going to hit us like a thief, like the scriptures say, but it's going to hit the ones that don't know as a thief, man. Like a thief, man. You know? And that's 2/3 of our people. They're not prepared, man. They're not preparing themselves. No, spiritually, mentally, and physically. No, man. We are preparing ourselves, man. And we better prepare ourselves. We going into what? You gotta be ready, man. You gotta be ready and not get ready. You gotta be ready when that time comes, man. Because it's not gonna be no joke. And the Lord, again, if you be of that number, the Lord's gonna put you in that spirit, and you gotta believe that, man. Put you in that spirit, man. You ever had that spirit, that type of energy where, and mind you, a spirit is an energy. Energy goes into light as well. So you are gonna be that light, and wisdom is light. You know, so you're gonna be that light, that energy, that, you know, all that, man. But you ever had that? Was in that type of energy or spirit where you just feel good, like you could just take on the world, you know? I kind of feel like that now, man, you know, because I kind of basically went through something that's, you know, as far as getting through a certain thing, but yeah, it's neither here nor there. But the point is, the end of the thing, man. Scriptures talk about better is it that of an end of a thing. When you get through that thing, it makes you feel like you can get through anything, you know? What more? Jacob's trouble, man. You getting through it, man. You making it to the end. It's gonna feel freaking good, man. It's gonna feel good. And you're not going after the flesh, but you're going after the spirit, man. And that's the point, you know? I'll say this, that, again, you're going through these things. It's gonna make you feel good. And for the next verse, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering. Right, man? You gotta know that, hey, this is the Lord's movie, and this is the thing that Yahweh Shai told us, that we're going to be persecuted, and we're gonna be you know, barked at and all this, man. We're gonna go through these things, man. We're gonna be aware of those things, you know. The Lord's gonna reveal those things to us, man. He did reveal it to us, man, you know. So when these times come, you know, you are going to be put in that spirit, as far as you know, that spirit of survival, man. You know, you're not going to care about anything else, you know. That's why the scriptures say, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. He's not going to give a F, man, about anything else or anyone else, man. You know, a woman in that day is going to be a freaking liability, you know. And honestly, I don't see myself ever even wanting to try to even deal with a woman in that day, man. That's gonna be the least thing, man. Even now, a woman now is the least thing, really, you know. But and am I saying, you know, having a woman is wrong? No, I have a woman, everything like that. There's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, it's not supposed to be the main thing on your mind. That's supposed to be the last thing on your mind. The last thing on your mind is just, you know, a woman, man, because it's just again, it's no benefit really, you know, when it comes to a woman. But not to get too off topic, the point is that you're gonna be put in that spirit, man, to where the spirit of that survival, man, you know. But the scriptures talk about as well, be as pilgrims on earth, you know, be as pilgrims on earth. So, and if you look up the word pilgrim, it means to look for a miracle. Miracles are gonna happen, man. Spiritual powers are gonna happen on this side, man. These things are gonna be activated within us. The Lord's gonna activate that, man, you know. The scriptures talk about how we're gonna do greater works than Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai said this, man. The fact that, man, yo, it's beautiful. You know, we're gonna be put in that spirit, man. His elect is gonna be put in that spirit, man. So best believe, it says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. You're gonna be glad. You're gonna be going through things, but you're not gonna be panicking. You're not gonna be screaming. You're not gonna be like these people here. No, man. You're gonna know what these things are. You're gonna know what's happening. You're gonna be fully aware. You know, the Lord's gonna get you through, man. You know, He's getting you through now. You know, look where we are now. Government shut down, and I'll say this: majority of Jake is probably going crazy right now, because especially these women, you know, with these SNAP benefits and all this, man. I'll say it's just insane, man. That's. But what I'll say this too, that going into in your weakness, because I was just talking about that before I turned the camera on, that your weakness, when you're weak, that's when the Lord is with you the most, and that's when that's really when you're at your strongest. Because again, when your back is to the wall, you know, you have no choice but to fight back, man. You know, so you are gonna be on that survival mode, man. You know, yeah. Let me keep reading. But I'm gonna get the weak and strong thing too. But it says, "If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you." And I don't know if this is the same chapter, but it talks about I don't think it is. I think it's in Romans. But you know, where it talks about how these things that happen to you, what was it? Dang, I can't remember. Basically, when we're weak, you know, I think Paul have said, man, that in our weakness, that's when he said he wanted. What did he say? He said that he wanted. Dang, I want to get it real quick. Here you go. Yeah, that's it. 1 Corinthians. It says, because this is what I was going to read at camp the other day, but it says, 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. It says, "He said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." You see that? My strength is made perfect in weakness, because at the end of the day, when we're backed into a corner and we're on that time of like things are happening to you, you know, you're getting tossed and everything like that, whatever happening to you, again, that survival mode, that spirit of like, nah, man, F that, you know, that's when that spirit kicks in. The Lord's gonna put that spirit on you that it's gonna kick in to where you're not gonna care anymore, man. You're gonna let everything go. You don't care about anything else. Take it from me, you know. Paul talks about how he's able to being content with himself, roughly paraphrasing, when he has too much or too little. It don't matter, you know. And that's the time we gotta be on, man. That's the time we gotta be on, because no matter what situation we're in, man, we have to understand, like we have to have that adaptation, man. Like you gotta adapt in any situation, man. You know, the scriptures talk about how same thing. He knows how to get out of every situation, whether he has too much or too little. You know, that's the type of time brothers have to be on, man, especially in these last days, because you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, so again, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in infirmities, that the power. See, hold on a minute. Hold on. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather Go ahead, man. Hurry up. But yeah, rather glory in my infirmities. Why? That the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. Because if you think about it, the Lord puts his power in what? The people that trust in him, and the weak, the lowly. You know? So if you're in trouble, going through things, the Lord's gonna put that power in you. The Lord's gonna put you in that spirit, man. You know? And that's a beautiful thing. So the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me, man. And that's the point. You know? You going through these things, and then sure enough, like the fact that you don't even care anymore. They're gonna think that you're crazy. How the heck is this guy? This guy lost everything, and this guy is still standing. You know, I have been there, and you know, I have been there where I have lost a lot of things, man, and I still made it through. The Lord, not even I, Salakia, that was Satan. The Lord got me through, man. The Lord got me through that, man. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, man. You know, the Lord got me through that. You know, these tough times, man. The Lord's getting me through these tough times now. And what more, you guys, man? I'm sure there's been times where you was down and out. The times where things were getting rough, and the Lord got you out of that certain that specific thing, man. You know. The scriptures talk about how will he not avenge his elect that cry day and night unto him? Roughly paraphrasing, he will avenge them speedily, man. Speedingly. Okay? So best believe, man, you gotta trust in the Lord, man. Trust in the process. Okay? It says, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecution, in distress for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Then I am strong. Okay? Because you are put into a corner. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you're put into that corner, man? You know? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Are you gonna haste? Are you gonna start to doubt? That goes into what I was talking about the other day, going into doubting. Or are you gonna trust in the Lord and not lean upon your own understanding and walk by faith and not by sight? Having faith in the Lord, man. Having faith in the Lord, man. You know? So that right there. But going back to 1 Peter, I believe I wanted. Okay, that's the spirit, because I said I was gonna get the weak and strong. That's the spirit. So let me read that again. Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. Again, what did we just read? That the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. You know, it's beautiful, man. When we are in that, when we are at that state where we're backed into a corner, that's when the Lord is with you, man. That's when the Lord is with you the most. It says, on their part, he is evil spoken of, and you see that, right? That goes. Well, am I thinking of that? It's kinda, but nah. But what I was gonna say was, yeah, of course, you're being mocked at, scoffed, scorned, everything that's going against you, all that, man. Throwing things at you, treating you wrong. And the Lord sees that. But guess what? What does the Lord look at, man? You know? That's in 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter, in the 7th verse, I believe, where it talks about look not on the countenance or on the height of his stature, for I have refused him. Okay? The Lord hath refused those things, as far as, and this specifically talking about Saul, which is, about the people. These people, as far as being for the people, we're not for the people. We are not for the people. If you're not with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, forget you, man. The scriptures talk about we ought to obey the Most High rather than man. So you could talk shit about us, you could throw things at us, you could do all these things to us, but as the scriptures say, nothing is going to separate us from the love of Hamashiach Yahushai, from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Nothing. So you go ahead and speak evil, but guess what? It says, but on your part, he is glorified. In heaven, he is glorified, man. The scriptures talk about how when one repents, the angels start rejoicing, man. Heaven starts rejoicing, man. Roughly paraphrasing. So it's like, it's a beautiful thing, man, to be a part of this, man. So we should really be praising the Lord, man. We should really be excited, because the Lord is, that shows that the Lord is dealing with you, man. Look at Paul and Silas, man, when they were in that jail cell, man. And the earth started to quake, man. The jail started to quake, Salakia. They started going crazy. These people thought, the guards, man, they thought that these two were crazy, man. What more us? Again, they were aware. They were put into the understanding that this is the Lord, man. This is not something that's strange. This is not something that's just unordinary. This is something that's that they're aware of, man. And in that day, we're gonna I should say the elect, the elect is gonna be aware of that, man. That this is nothing that's new. No, this is the Lord, man. So it's not gonna hit them as a thief, man. So again, that spirit of survival, that spirit of that strong spirit, the Lord's gonna put that spirit in you, man. Okay. So yeah, we're preparing ourselves and getting ourselves ready for that battle, and in that day, we're gonna be in that spirit, man. We're gonna have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. The scriptures talk about knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. We're gonna have that, But yeah, I didn't want to make this too long. I was just, had a quick thought, man. Just like, it's a beautiful thing, man, to be a part of this. And the Lord really is with brothers, when they're at their lowest point, It's a beautiful thing. It's like a good discipline in a way, You got to be disciplined. The discipline goes into disciple. Disciple goes into discipline. So, yeah, when you're disciplined, and when you get through a certain thing, when you're going through certain things, you are put in that spirit of survival. Like just letting go of everything and just really holding on to the Lord, man. Trusting in the Lord in that day, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all you're gonna have is just you and the Lord. That's why we're not supposed to get attached to these things, man. Not supposed to get attached to the things of this world. The scriptures talk about not being entangled with the affairs of this life, you know. So you got to be willing to let these things go and not to be made weak, you know, with all these things that's going around. Because all these things that are here, it's just to make you weak, man. You know, you got to be made strong, you know. But with that, I pray that you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And with that, I say, Shalom.